Hello, I'm Barralet and welcome to this Crystal Connections video where we're exploring the crystal Azurite or Azurite. This is a crystal that's found many places around the world and gets this brilliant blue colour from copper. So it's related to crystals like chrysocolla, malachite, turquoise and chalcopyrite. The interesting thing about this crystal is being found in different locations. It's been used by many ancient cultures for very similar reasons. It was used by the Native Americans and also the ancient Chinese used to refer to this crystal as the stone of heaven. In ancient Egypt, it was reserved for exclusive use by the priests and the priestesses because of its great power. And the well-known psychic and prophet Edgar Cayce had a strong feeling that Azurite was also used by the priests and the priestesses of Atlantis. So why was this crystal so heralded as a powerful and valuable one? Let's find out now. As an indigo crystal, Azurite works really well to stimulate the third eye chakra, and this is what all these different ancient civilizations would use it for, to open up their intuition, their psychic abilities and their innate sense of guidance. So when you're working on this type of thing, this is a great crystal to work with. It's really good to work with in the colder months as we head into winter, because this is when our psychic abilities can actually enhance. As we become more dormant and physically we do less, this helps us to actually start to become psychically more awake. Where this is really strong is it can help you to find guidance on where you want to go in life. It's been referred to not only by the Chinese but by other civilizations as a stone of heaven. Now this is not referring to take you somewhere in a biblical sense, but it will help you take to a perfect, heavenly, blissful life. It allows you to discover what you want to do with your life and to find what will bring bliss to your life. It also can help to awaken dormant skills that you haven't been using. So just meditating with this crystal and contemplating what else there is, holding against your third eye, is a really great thing to do. Not only does it help our intuitive skills, but it can also help with your logical and your thought skills as well. It can help you to be more practical, to think logically, it can help you with study, and all these types of things as well. So anything that helps you to enhance your understanding of the world and the world you want to live in and how to create that, Azurite is the crystal for you. As you work with Azurite and keep meditating and receiving that guidance on what would make your life here on earth heavenly, you can start to use this crystal to guide you to turn that into an actuality. Because it activates and helps to stimulate both your intuitive and your logical mind as well, it'll help to guide you on what steps to take and what is the best way to do so, so that your life becomes better. For me, I call Azurite a crystal of rebirth. And rebirth is any time where you need to recreate or revive an aspect of your life. Maybe you're coming out of a relationship and going into a new one, changing jobs, changing the city you live in, or making just any kind of change. This crystal will guide you on the best way to do that and steps to take. So keep it near you. During the day, wear it or carry a piece in your pocket, and at night have it near your bed. In fact, it's really nice to actually start the day with a bit of Azurite and just meditating, because this is basically a rebirth. At night we kind of die and go to sleep into the darkness, and we re-emerge with the light in the morning, just like a rebirthing. So there, get that guidance in the morning of what do I want to recreate in my day? How do I want today to be better than yesterday? Not only can humans benefit from using it for a rebirthing crystal, but it's really good for animals as well. If you've got an old pet who needs a bit of new life, then take a small piece of Azurite and put it near their sleeping bed or where they spend a lot of time. Azurite has also commonly been used and is really powerfully used to protect long-living animals. So in that I'm talking about elephants or whales or tortoises are really good examples. So what you can do is you can either leave it in their habitat, charge it first, seeing them being protected, or you can build a grid dedicated to them. So if you can't be near that animal or that animal's habitat, maybe put a picture in the center with a bit of Azurite on top, put some clear quartz points around it pointing out to send that energy out in different vibrations, and then you can use other different protective crystals as well. You know, black obsidian is good to protect those animals from aggression and hunting. You can also put something like aventurine or unakite, which will also benefit them in breeding and repopulating and having a thriving population. So these is a really nice way to make sure that things are going and you are creating heaven on earth by using Azurite. Nancy Ann Tate, a teacher and counsellor, was fascinated with the auric field and started to notice that about 80% of children born after 1980 had this unique indigo coloured aura. She also noticed that they had a really interesting set of attributes. They seemed to feel a big sense of entitlement and that they're important and they needed to have their needs met. They had issues with being told what to do, simply complying and following authority when there was no kind of reasoning behind it. And they also, interestingly, had a lot of insight, which was beyond their years. So you'd have very smart 5-year-olds that were coming up with very fascinating kind of thought-provoking thoughts. Now, a lot of the time, these children, because they were so high energy, are diagnosed with having ADD or ADHD, and then often medicated. The problem with doing this is often they start to lose their intuitive or insightful thoughts when this happens. Another technique you can do is try using Azurite for them. It allows them to direct this energy and to communicate these intuitive thoughts that they're getting to other people. Now, the children being so intuitive, it's really good to have them choose their pieces of Azurite, and if they want other crystals, I would recommend they work with them as well. During the day, it's great for them to wear it and have it near their energy field, and at night, placing it somewhere in their bedroom. They'll know where to put it. Now, sometimes these children can be a bit of a handful for parents, and so if you find that, take a piece of Azurite and take a few moments to sit outside at night and just quieten your mind and find guidance on how to best handle this situation. These children are seen as very gifted and can offer us quite a lot of insight, and there's some great reading you can do on indigo children, for which they are called. Just check out some books and they'll give you a lot more guidance on that. But Azurite is one of the premier crystals, as well as Charoite, to help guide these children in this time. It always fascinates me the combinations that Mother Nature grows, and Azurite is a new exception. It's often found growing with malachite. Now you can see here in these couple of tumbled stones there's a bit of blue and green. The blue is the Azurite, the green is the malachite, and even in my raw bit of Azurite here, if I flip that around you can see a little bit of malachite hiding in there. Now, Mother Nature seems to know exactly what she's doing, and she always grows crystals that harmonically work well together. This is no exception. Malachite is a powerful emotional healer. It reaches right down into your soul and draws out those issues that you're scared to look at and helps you to deal with them and face them and let them go. Anything that is holding you back, malachite helps you get rid of that. And then obviously Azurite gives you that guidance on what you need to do to move forward. So this is very much a combination of out with the old, in with the new. So use this combination whenever you're looking to make some big transitions in your life. You'll also notice by looking at these stones that it kind of looks like the planet Earth. You've got the blue of the water and the green of the land. So whenever you're doing any earth healing, maybe you're making a grid dedicated for the earth, or you're doing a meditation, then use an Azurite malachite combination, putting it in the center of your grid or holding it as an energetic connection to the whole earth as you meditate. When you're working with Azurite, you want to bring in some harmonic energies that really work with this crystal to enhance anything that you're doing. The element that I use to cleanse Azurite is water, because water is bringing constant change. So you want running water like the stream I've got behind me here. Now, if you've got a tumbled stone, such as this one, that's going to be fine to actually place in the water because it's got a protective varnish over it and it's not going to damage the crystal. But a raw piece like this is not going to fare too well. So how do you cleanse that using the water? Simply leave it by the riverbank as close to the water as possible where it won't get wet. But that motion of the water going past it will help to change the energy field of the crystal and will help to cleanse that, bring it back to its natural balance and its full potential. The animal that connects really well with Azurite is the bat. She can show you how to fly and how to thrive and how to strive and change your life. And basically, bat symbolizes her life of rebirthing every day. She goes deep into the cave, she faces her demons in the darkness, and each day or each night she's reborn and comes back out to fly around and be free to do what she chooses to be. She also lives off nectar and fruit, the sweetness of life, and really enjoys that. And she can show you how to do that as well. The plant that works really well with Azurite is the apple. An apple is really, really good for a magical food. When you cut it sideways, it actually reveals a 5-pointed star or a pentagram, which has often been seen as a symbol of power and of balance. So eating apples when working with Azurite is really, really good. You can also use apple flower essence. And this can be really powerful in helping you for psychological release, which is very important to allow your intuition to guide. If there's anything like doubt or disbelief holding you back, then you're going to have real strong issues with your intuition. A couple of planets that I like to use when working with Azurite: Jupiter, because it is about change and moving towards heaven and expansion, and the planet of change, which is Uranus. Now Jupiter rules Thursday, so Thursday is a really great day to work with your Azurite. It's a power day. The energy is most harmonic on this day. So build your grids, do your meditations, wear your Azurite on this day, if none other. I really like Azurite because of its really powerful guiding energy. And it's interesting that in different cultures, such as Egypt and Atlantis, it was only used by the priests and the priestesses. So it must be a powerful stone that only selected people should work with. The fact that you've been called to watch this video and drawn to this crystal shows that you've got important work to do, and it's time to rebirth your life and create heaven on earth. I'd love to know your experience with Azurite, so please leave your comment in the section below. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm Barralet. Blessed be.